It is a Monday, and it is Halloween 2022, October 31st. Foggy out today, dreary. It's kind of always like that on Halloween, it seems like. But it's supposed to clear up a little bit. At least the rain's supposed to go away. These wipers making noise. I apologize. So the kids can run around in their little costumes tonight and go trick-or-treating. They're kind of like politicians, where they just go out and they like take other people's stuff. Take your goodies away from you. Dress up like fools and act a little strange and creepy and take your stuff. So anyway, watching over the weekend this whole Pelosi thing, very odd. Paul Pelosi, I don't know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on there. I had to look into that on your own. I noticed Hillary Clinton on Twitter posted something, and then Elon Musk, the new owner of Twitter, replied to her, linking to an external website that was talking about maybe a different kind of relationship that Paul Pelosi had with this guy. I think it's since been deleted, though. Who knows what's going on? Hard to say, but these elite circles, they tend to do some odd things. You know, this eyes wide shut stuff. Something to look into. That's a good movie, actually, by Stanley Kubrick. It's with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Eyes Wide Shut gives you a little bit of a insight into the upper circles of society and what goes on. So anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much. I want to talk about Ukraine and how the guns are getting into the hands of biker gangs, and all the guns we've been sending, or the European countries have been sending, the weapons, they're ending up in other countries other than Ukraine, because now there's a black market for it. So win drugs. Waiting for the drugs to start going through there, you know, so that all these entities, all these groups can start making money on it, because that's what happens. That's why it's no good to get involved in wars. You start throwing money into it, and then that money goes into things, illicit activities, and it just spurs organized crime, or just crime in general. Anyway, enough of that. Just don't send any more money. Stay out of foreign entanglements. I think somebody said that once, you know, a few hundred years ago. All right, I want to talk a little about cryptocurrency. Today is the end of the month, October. We'll have a candle closing in a matter of hours, to where we'll have a monthly candle. Should give us a little bit of guidance, kind of see where we're at in the big picture with cryptocurrency. Now, I followed a guy, and I don't know, he might have changed his name now. I'm not sure what happened, but it was pretty good. You know, he had a theory. Real Crypto Wars on Twitter. He was talking about, you know, how Litecoin was going to mirror Bitcoin's life cycle. Oh, and by the way, today is 2008. And in 2008, on October 31st, the Bitcoin white paper was released. 14 years ago, the Bitcoin white paper. Isn't that right? 2008 to 2022. 14 years? 14 years, the Bitcoin white paper was released. And not until January 3rd of 2009, a few months later, was the first block of Bitcoin mined on the network. So you've got a network now that's been running. I mean, it was conceived of, or I should say it was conceived earlier than that, but it was brought out to public, the idea, in 2008, October 31st. Bitcoin Day, the origin day. And then a few months later, the first block. So for 14 years, Bitcoin's been around. Litecoin's been running for over 11 years straight, nonstop. So I want to look into that. But anyway, the idea is that Litecoin will match the 10-year cycle of Bitcoin. And November should be a big up month, the start of something big. We'll see. I've been watching it. You know, my little, I don't know what to call it, analysis, but just my observation, which I mentioned in my video Friday, was that I think we'll see $240 in June of next year for Litecoin, just based on what the prior two halving cycles, block reward halving cycles, what happened with those. I think it's a conservative estimate. And hey, I want to be bullish. I want this stuff. I want to see it going. And everybody feels good. You know, it's like, crypto's roaring again. Yes, I'm feeling good, baby. I want to see that, you know. And I mean, I look at Litecoin, I look at the fundamentals, and I mean, it's just, that's it. It's $56. and yet there's only 4 times as many as Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's 20,000 plus. Why is this not $5,000? It's faster than Bitcoin. It has privacy features built into it. It's got a network that's never stopped running, unlike Bitcoin. It had to be restarted. I mean, all the fundamentals of Litecoin are there. It's just that it takes, it takes a spark or something to really make it rock and take off, like Dogecoin did. Dogecoin doubled in the last week. Doubled in US dollar price in the last week. Over doubled. And why? The speculation is because Elon Musk bought Twitter. And Elon Musk last year, if you were around, was pumping Dogecoin, or I shouldn't say that. He was talking a lot about Dogecoin, so it got a lot of retail investors involved in it. And, it doesn't take that many, and pretty soon, boom, the thing just went crazy. And, I think that's possibly the reason. There's other arguments, what could be happening. It could be complete manipulation by a few traders pumping the price. But it doesn't matter. There's attention to it. And so it brings in, the volatility. It brings in the excitement. It brings in the money. And, for a coin with that big of a market cap to over double in a week is crazy. And so that's when I think, well, you look at the fundamentals of Litecoin, it could do the same thing. And the interesting thing about Dogecoin and Litecoin, the same equipment is mining them both because they're merge mined. So the script miners that are mining Litecoin on the Litecoin network are also mining Dogecoin. So, go Dogecoin. Cool. It doesn't matter, as long as there's more, if there's a use case and if it's being used, which I don't think is being used, it's more traded. Litecoin's actually being used as money and transacted. But as long as that network is being, fed, I guess you could say, there's energy going into it, I'm fine with that. Whatever. Let it go. And everybody's got a choice. You can make a choice. It's not going to be just one coin world. It's not a one coin world now. It's not a one currency world now. It's not a one vehicle world. It's not a one anything world. And in the case of the Pelosi's, it's not a one partner world. So you've got a world where there's variety. People want different choices. People want to use different things because it doesn't matter. If Bitcoin's the best coin ever, somebody's going to want something different just because they're going to get ticked off because of something about somebody who supports Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. That's just human nature. Like, I don't like it. No, there's never 100% consensus on anything. Never. Look at politics. Look at elections. And so to think that there's going to be one coin that rules it all is just absurd. It violates human nature. It's just not going to happen. It won't happen. Anyway, I could use all kinds of examples. If you don't get it, you're never going to get it. So there are lots of other coins. I'm all for people supporting them. Support away. It's better, in my mind, it's better to have Dogecoin in your own possession that you can control in your wallet that nobody else can access than hold US dollars to where they can be manipulated away and, hey, we're going to raise the rates and, make this dollar or this and then, manipulate the markets. That's what they do. So, I don't know, cryptocurrency, it's a better solution. Real cryptocurrencies, not ones that are just created out of nothing as an ERC20 token or something. But anyway, that's on the Ethereum blockchain, ERC20 tokens. So, the prognostication for Litecoin, in my mind, conservatively is, $240 by next June. And that's just based on, again, what it's done in the last 2 halving cycles. I just took the days and basically just took the average of the last 2. And, you're looking at a 6 times plus, so 240 is conservative, 6 times plus gain from the bottom, which was $40 in June, to the about 45 days before the next halving, which the next halving is August of next year. And then I just subtracted 45 days, so I put it at, June-ish. I put June 17th to June 21st of 2023. We'll see $240 Litecoin. But, sometime in June probably. End of June. Who knows? You look at it now, you can buy Litecoin for under $60. And if it's going to go 4 times in that time period and still a bear market, I'm not saying it will. I think it will. I'm just playing it kind of conservative too. So that's the conservative side in my mind. And then you look at what it could do fundamentally. Hey, MWeb starts rolling out, Mimblewimble starts rolling out on mobile wallets. Everybody can use it. And they want the privacy feature. Oh my gosh, government surveillance is coming in. We want privacy transactions, digital privacy transactions. The CBDs are coming out, CBDCs. And there might be that thirst, that need for a privacy type coin that's also liquid, that's also everywhere. Something you can opt in on privacy to where it's like, hey, nobody needs to know what I'm sending somebody else. And that's what it affords you. If that rolls out into mobile wallets for Litecoin soon, which I think it is, that could be a game changer. I mean, that could upset the apple cart. I mean, then you could see this massive run up in Litecoin, like you saw in Dogecoin or other coins. I mean, there's always those unknowns. The fact is the fundamentals are there for it to happen. Will it happen? I don't know. So I'm sticking to the conservative side. Hey, you can quadruple your portfolio if you buy Litecoin today, if you wait 8 months. Basically, that's what I'm saying, what it comes down to. That's what I think will happen. Not giving you any advice. You got to trust yourself. I mean, I'm just throwing out scenarios that look pretty realistic to me, just based on the fundamentals, based on history, based on the charts. That's what I'm seeing. All right, I've got a call, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Love y'all. Always trust yourselves. Happy Halloween.